This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Friday, June 27, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma on the news this morning. Defining moment in Rivers' political crisis as President Tinubu holds talks with Fubara, Wike, Amehule, others. INEC rules out by-election into vacant seat in Rivers Assembly. Fire risk as residents scoop diesel from tanker spill in Port Harcourt. On the foreign scene, U.S. Defense Secretary says strikes on Iran historically successful. Details of these and more after this break. You're welcome back. I'm Ifechukwu Mwanyele with the news. Now, in what may mark a defining moment in Rivers State's prolonged political crisis, President Bola Tinubu met for 2 days with key political leaders in the state. An online photo showed the political leaders, including the suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, the suspended Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly Martins Amehule, and members of the Assembly with President Tinubu and state lawmakers. The National Electoral Commission INEC said it will not conduct by-election in the Kana 2 state constituency in Rivers State due to a state of emergency. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu said this while announcing that a series of by-elections in the country will be held on the 16th of August 2025 to fill vacant seats in the national and state assemblies across 12 states. Recall that the member representing the Kana 2 state constituency in the Rivers State House of Assembly and chairman of the House Committee on Environment, Dine Barilolo, died last year. And now, a public affairs analyst in Port Harcourt, Mr. Akanwa Obinwa, is asking the River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, to use the 2025 budget to address security concerns and other capital projects initiated by the Governor Siminalayi Fubara government. Obinwa gave this advice in an interview with correspondent Obioro Arawad, speaking on his expectations from the 2025 River State Emergency Rule budget.
The position of the Mr. President in relation to the political impasse in Rivers State, one would have expected critical stakeholders in the state to make inputs into such a... It does seem as if that there were some overreaching interests that obviously undermined the general interest of the Rivers, making inputs in the area of security. And then you look at most ongoing capital projects in the states. Such projects must equally be attended to through the budgets.
The River State Civil Society Organization RISCO has threatened that it will explore all legal options to challenge the Senate's confirmation of Michael Ode as chairman of the River State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC. Speaking to journalists, RISCO chairman NFA George will criticize the Senate's action, describing it as unlawful. Mr. George will also accuse the current administration of making unconstitutional appointments.
An electoral commission. The so-called solar administration have no powers to begin to dissolve a commission or officers appointed by a democratically elected governor. We have further said that this travesty of justice, this illegality must be challenged legally, using all legal instruments to challenge this illegality. We are going to make arrangements for protest. We are going to make arrangements to go to court. We will do everything humanly possible to challenge these President Tinubu intentions to rule Rivers State by proxy.
He, however, called on the Senate to reverse Michael Ode's confirmation as RISIEC chairman.
Also, the Rivers Civil Center relations will maintain our principles stand that we are not opposed to non-indigenous taking up any appointed or elected positions in Rivers State, insofar as they pay their tax, live here, and do business here. We are going to use the opportunity to call on the President and the Senate to reverse this illegality going on in Rivers State. This illegality will not stand and it will be challenged.
A state high court in Port Harcourt has fixed July 14, 2025 for hearing on a suit filed by the chairman and members of River State Services Commission appointed by the suspended River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, challenging their sack by the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas. Other defendants in the suit are the Accountant General, Axis Bank, Zenith Bank, and 11 others. Correspondent Mekotoka reports that when the matter, which was slated for adoption of final written addresses, was called up in court yesterday, lawyers for Axis Bank and Zenith Bank brought an application requesting for extension of time to file their processes, and their requests were not opposed. The presiding judge, Justice Frank Onyiri, after listening to the lawyers for the 12th and 13th respondents, adjourned to July 14, 2025 for hearing and possible adoption of all processes. As you may know, the claimant Goodlife Idoku Ben, Amadi Christian, Chimenem Jerome, and 3 others are challenging what they describe as their illegal sack by the sole administrator. Away from that, the President General of Obako Eche Worldwide, Dr. Silas Anyanwu, has called on Eche's sons and daughters in the diaspora to collaborate with their counterpart at home to drive the development of the Eche ethnic nation. He made the call during the dedication of the Agnes Nwodim Medical Foundation, a private hospital and a free medical outreach organized by the children of the late Eze Onyeche Nwodim to honor their parents' legacy. Dr. Anyanwu emphasized that the Eche community has played a key role in shaping influential citizens, and it is now the responsibility of all Eche people to continue to contribute to the region's socio-economic growth. He stressed that neglecting this duty would be a disservice to future generations. He also commended the Nwodim family, both in Nigeria and abroad, for their timely intervention in addressing the community's healthcare needs, especially given the lack of health facilities in Eche. Additionally, Dr. Anyanwu praised the teachers and students of Community Secondary School Iweche for winning the top prize in the LNG Science Quiz competition, calling the achievement a source of pride for Eche. Coming up next, fire risk as residents scoop diesel from tanker spill in Port Harcourt. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. Scores of residents rushed to scoop diesel from a tanker that crashed and spilled its content along UD Junction close to Mbolo axis of the East-West Road in Port Harcourt, despite the risk of fire. A 45-year-old man who joined this dangerous practice spoke to a correspondent at the scene of the incident.
Based on say this country they like this is our opportunity for you to achieve a little and something very difficult for us. This is not the only me who die. Other people, we are plenty, both government self, we are here. I am a businessman. Since I'm my way coming now, road is blocked. That's why I'm stopped to say let me hustle for this one. I saw this, they said let me follow and just see what I can achieve.
Though no casualties were reported, now the tanker driver and conductor explained that the tire blowout caused the crash and called on the government to remove the fallen tanker to prevent further loss of fuel.
Thank God for the life. No person died, nothing. Only the front tires will they come. The front tire burst. So they have a drive with the motor. First and forward. Before we come out from this place, as God save us. You know that the motor fall. We also they inside that motor. So we managed to escape from the window before the fire come. People don't come now. Government don't come. You know, see people they collect the gas, everything. So I don't know. As I day here now, my brother, everything have lost inside that motor.
Anything come and feed you. God help me. I just come out with fear day for my body because of Moga. So make God help make the drive the motor up, make the motor stand. Make the one the product, make the one remain. Because of if the whole thing finish, I don't know what I will do. I don't know.
Some residents also voiced concerns about the spilled diesel.
We have tried our best that we can do. One of my disappointments I have is that the security operatives that are supposed to be here are not up to the number of people, at least to disperse people from whatever. The worst of it all, they are even still going down to the main source and be fetching. If you go close, you will see that people are going under there. And with the way it stands, the good thing about this thing is that I think this fire service people, they'll be able to put chemical to reduce the power of the volatility of the diesel. I'm highly disappointed at the security operatives. The way they've handled this is wrong. Assuming it's where, I bet you would have had a lot of casualty here.
The unlucky is diesel. If nobody will stand here, it is dangerous. I don't know. Little opportunity we maximize it. This is somebody's business. I was thinking the government should be doing something about such thing than allowing it to get wasted.
Tensions escalated as youth threw bottles and stones at fire service and NSCDC personnel, attempting to stop them from scooping the fuel. Over 3 fire trucks were dispatched to the scene to contain the situation. The incident caused a gridlock as motorists opted for other routes. The situation was later contained and the truck removed. Moving on, the supreme monarch of ancient Ahoda Kingdom, Ibu Ahoda, King Noble Lowell, says Ahoda Kingdom is in mourning after the tragic death of 2 men, a dedicated local vigilante and a courageous police officer, on Monday, June 23, 2025. In a statement, he said the attack, which appears to have been a targeted reprisal by a cult group from Ahoda West local government area, has left the community grieving. King Lowell condemned the act as cowardice and brutality, reaffirming his commitment to preserving peace in the kingdom. He stressed that this act seeks to undermine the kingdom's progress and stability. The king, a retired chief superintendent of police, assured residents that steps have been taken to ensure justice, with security agencies already involved in the investigation and arrest. He called for calm, urging the people to avoid taking the law into their own hands. He said a security committee led by retired DSS Deputy Director General Barrister Grace Kitembe has been established to enhance safety in the kingdom. He said the committee will collaborate with local vigilantes and state authorities to ensure peace is maintained. Away from that, the Ogoni mothers, on behalf of the entire Ogoni ethnic nationality, have congratulated Professor Nenabarini Zabi, project coordinator of High Prep, on the occasion of his birthday. In a statement signed by the president of Ogoni Mothers, Priscilla Vikue, and the public relations officer, Mrs. Dota Bo Kobara, the group said the celebration is not just about Professor Zabi's birth, but also a recognition of the strength, vision, and dedication he brings to leadership. They praise Professor Zabi for his tireless commitment, wisdom, and integrity, qualities they say continue to inspire those who look up to him. The Ogoni mothers also prayed that his new age brings greater success, good health, and peace of mind as he continues to lead high prep for the benefit of the Ogoni people. In other news, a socio-political group, Champions Voice of Olakwo, has distributed writing materials to pupils and students under its back-to-school program in Eche local government area. Speaking at the grand finale in Olakwo, Eche, the back-to-school program coordinator, Mr. Precious Elechi, said they made a successful tour across public schools in the various clans of Eche local government area, adding that the initiative, spearheaded by Mr. Godfirst Nadi and sponsored by the former Chief of Staff of Eche local government area, Eze Promise Nwankwo, was aimed at promoting human capital development.
We're very happy to have somebody like Honorable Chief Promise Nwankwo, who has invested so heavily in human. He thought it necessary to say, the students should be part of this process. That is the reason why he decided to ask us to move around the clans to share some exercise books and writing materials to the students. Nature will not be kind to us as a group and as a team of this program if we refuse not to mention the name of Comrade Godfirst Nadi, aka Cash Money, who has also contributed heavily in this program. So we're happy that it has come to an end.
Another member of the group, Dr. Chibuma Chidozie, while speaking on the numerous philanthropic gestures of Eze Nwankwo, urged him to contest the forthcoming council chairmanship post.
Chief Promise Nwankwo has built houses for widows, for orphans, those who are homeless. So since Godfirst Nadi is under him, he imitates what he is doing. So because of that, I am speaking on behalf of Eche female youth. Therefore, I plead that Chief Etiokwe, that is Chief Promise Nwankwo, should be endorsed as the chairman of Eche local government area. And Nadi Godfirst, also known as Cash Money, should also be endorsed as Councillor Ward 13 in Eche local government.
The Ochimba of Olakwo 1, Eze Samuel Odum, and the Community Development Chairman of Olakwo 11, Gift Onyema, also appreciated the former Chief of Staff of Eche local government area for his good works.
We are here to appreciate what Eze Promise Nwankwo, the Ochimba of Olakwo 2, is doing in Eche land. The educated mind is different from uneducated mind. So for him to channel his effort to the educational sector, to empower Eche educationally, I think is the best option. So we appreciate him.
We are here today to endorse our eminent son, Chief Nwankwo Ikechi Promise, to come and contest for chairmanship position for the forthcoming Eche local government election based on his altruistic achievements, such as human capital development, because our son has built houses for many persons. He has added to employment and otherwise so numerous to mention.
A new era in the country's tax administration started on Thursday with the signing of the 4 tax bills by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The new laws, which are due to go into effect in January 2026, have streamlined taxation, which was uncoordinated before now. Catch details in the 7 a.m. business news. On the international scene, Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has insisted the U.S. gained no achievement from strikes on its nuclear facilities in his first public address since a ceasefire with Israel was agreed on Tuesday. The Iran's supreme leader said the strikes did not accomplish anything significant to disrupt Iran's nuclear program and described the retaliation against an American airbase in Qatar as dealing a heavy blow. But the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is insisting that U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear sites at the weekend was historically successful. On the news this morning, you heard a defining moment in Rivers' political crisis as President Tinubu holds reconciliation talks with Fubara, Wike, Amehule, and others. INEC has ruled out by-election into vacant seat in Rivers Assembly. Fire risk as residents scooped diesel from tanker spill in Port Harcourt. On the foreign scene, U.S. Defense Secretary has said strikes on Iran historically successful, but Iran denies this. The news was edited by Choma Ezewafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.